Okay, welcome to Fast Five. Let's get started with our first topic. The FDA announced that it has okayed a stent that actually dissolves in the body over time. What do we think?
Well, I think it's a unique approach. I think it's a way for them to patent another technology. But the reading I've had on it doesn't exactly provide the confidence that it's quite ready for prime time. I know insurance companies are hanging over top trying to control costs. It's about $30,000 for a stent procedure to occur. So I would question the dissolving stent, exactly how that is much better than the metal stent that they currently use. But
And I wonder if it dissolves not exactly as you expect it to, what happens if a piece of it that breaks off and enters the bloodstream?
Wow.
Can't that cause problems? And also, isn't the point of the stent to keep the artery open? And if it dissolves, doesn't then the artery go shut again?
Well, I work in emergency communications, and I take calls all day for chest pain, cardiac problems, and the amount of people that have stents, it's really is stunning. It is a rather common procedure. And you're right about the point about the vein or the artery. Would it collapse after that dissolvable stent were to go away?
or does the scar tissue form up to hold it open?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's an interesting topic there.
All right. So speaking of someone that causes heart problems, Oscar Pistoius was sentenced to 6 years. You remember he was originally acquitted, but they don't have the same law that we do that you can't get
Double
do
jeopardy.
the double jeopardy thing. So now he got sentenced to 6 years in prison. What do we think about Oscar?
Now, is he actually in prison, or is he at his uncle's mansion in South Africa?
Well, I don't know.
I think he might be.
I think he was under house arrest.
He's probably under house arrest, and he'll be headed to jail. Whatever their version of their jail system.
Well, I thought he had served some time in jail, and then he was released to house arrest. So I'm not sure if they're going to be putting him back into jail or whether he's still going to be able to rough it out.
Apparently, it was a 15-year original term.
Well, it's 15-year mandatory term, but the judge knocked 9 years off for no apparent reason, and it was a female judge. So she, they just didn't feel that her opinion was it didn't meet the burden of 15 years. But a lot of women's rights groups are upset with the sentence that was handed down. Thinks this sets a dangerous precedent going forward.
Right.
So,
time will tell. Fox News, Gretchen Carlson, formerly of the morning show on Fox and Friends, and then had her own show, got her contract. She didn't get her contract renewed, and now she is suing Fox, or specifically, she's suing Fox chief Roger Ailes over sexual harassment.
I've also seen that several other female reporters or employees are also possibly seeking legal action against Roger.
Okay.
Doesn't look too good for him.
Well, he says he's going to have a comment. Right now, he doesn't want to make any comment because of this, but he says, I'll have a comment here in the next week or so to respond to it. But, you got to think that, is Gretchen angling for, I don't mean to diminish sexual harassment in the workplace, okay? But because she didn't get her contract renewed, was this leverage, or is there really something to it? Is there going to be a book of all of Roger Ailes' women? Okay, are we going to have a Bill Cosby discovery?
Just about to mention that. Bill Cosby, yeah.
Is there going to be a Bill Cosby discovery that he's been doping up news anchors for the last 25 years on Fox and maybe that's why there's so much turnover for the Fox morning show.
She'd been on there many years, I thought. I don't watch Fox News very often, but
well, you should. It would be good for you.
I don't know about that, but she's been on there many years, I thought.
She was on there she was on there a couple of years, but it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Okay, let's talk about Dallas shootings. There's a topic that obviously has been in the news a lot lately, and I'm not sure we can add much to the discussion, but what are the thoughts here?
It's terrible. I mean, if you want to have the protesters be able to express their opinions in a safe manner, but also you have to have the police out there to also protect them. And you see that one person with a sniper rifle with the jump on the police, literally, in a crowded Dallas street, how much damage can be done. It is just terrible.
Yeah. Well, it was interesting to me to see these policemen and policewomen that are being accused of all of these issues to jump in front of these bullets when people started shooting.
But I think you see the Dallas police. I've read that they have some of the best community policing in the country. Like they're out in the community.
They're the model.
That's where you want to be.
Yeah.
You know.
They're the model for.
And last but not least, Chelsea Manning.
Is there any way that we can possibly keep Chelsea Manning out of the news cycle for a year, 2 years, whatever?
For someone in Fort Leavenworth, they get a lot of press coverage, don't they? It's
Yeah.
just-
I mean,
he tried to commit suicide, and he was treated and released from a prison hospital.
So he failed as a man. He's now realized that he's failing as a woman, and he's failed at trying to do suicide.
Yeah.
So what else is left
I'm not sure what his jail term is, but it doesn't look too good for Private Manning.
It does not. It does not. Okay, I'll give you the last word on that. Stay tuned, because Last Call is next.